Everyone is doing it. Why not me?
Mohlo by se to rozšířit po celé Evropě.
Here comes another one.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
of all, let me get this out of the way. We're talking about the Aug incident. I've always hated that title. Incident? Incident? Steve using the head after eating 3 burritos and forgetting to light a match. That's an incident. What happened that fateful day in 2027? Beyond any of us.
Malfunctioning augmentation. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you, live, from Picus.
They have batteries. You got this. Ashanti energy. All you need to get through the day. Ashanti. Sure.
Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the Aug incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history. I cannot speak for you folks, but terrifying memories of that day still haunt me. It will certainly be a while before any of us forget it. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Exclusivity, anonymity, security. These are the greatest. And we at Palisade Property Bank have made addressing those concerns priority 1. Information archived within the walls of Palisade. Legal jurisdiction of any government. Palisade Bank Corporation is now and will be the best secure corporate archiving company in the world.
Little while, Steve's gonna hook.
Around the clock, around the world. Picus News, always watching, because you are always watching. Turning now to Prague, a city still reeling in the wake of a devastating terror attack. Dozens were killed and hundreds more injured yesterday when bombs exploded inside Ruzicka train station. I do not need to remind you folks that this is the third such attack to strike Prague in 6 months. All of them occurring after Dr. Talis Rucker, leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition, took up residence in the neighboring Udalet complex. Dr. Rucker claims his organization is peaceful and merely seeks to ensure the rights of the augmented in a world that has turned against them. But with the United Nations set to debate the Human Restoration Act in a matter of weeks, could the good doctor be changing his tune? Your guess is as good as mine. This is Eliza Kazan, reporting to you live from Picus. Here are our top stories. Freedom of the press is friend to our freedom. In the hands of the journalists, it can underground websites and radio stations continue to praise the Juggernaut Collective, an elusive group of vigilante hackers for exposing big money corruption. What these journalists overlook, however, is the damage these hackers leave in their wake. Last year, the collective shut down London's traffic grid, causing gridlock for hours and preventing life-saving medical transports from getting through. In Chile, they committed massive voter fraud when they rigged the electronic voting system and elected a 12-year-old boy as president. In Russia, hacked combat drones attacked St. Petersburg. And in the US, millions of workers lost their jobs when the collective leaked classified corporate documents, causing several Fortune 500 companies to go bankrupt. Between you and me, folks, the collective is one of the most dangerous criminal organizations in the world, despite whatever praises the underground media wants to sing. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Ariel is constantly bringing you the best and latest technology. Our portable data solutions have massive storage capacities, flexible screens, and over 1,000 other unique and patented features. Ariel.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Resolution 3507, also known as the Human Restoration Act. This legislation, if passed, calls for the removal and downgrading of all overly powerful, unlicensed augmentations. Individuals who fail to comply will be arrested and relocated to designated AUG-only locations. Safety is the primary concern, especially in the wake of the AUG incident, where millions of people lost their lives due to malfunctioning augmentations. Opponents of the legislation have been protesting all over the world, and many of the protests have turned violent. This escalation in the violence and rhetoric has only widened the gap and polarized the dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live from Picus.
Maybe that, but we got this. Shanti energy drink. All we need to get through the game. A shot.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sista Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the AUG incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history. I cannot speak for you, but the terrifying memories of that day too.
Na tohle já nemám.
Nemůžu se dočkat. A žádný problémy.
At least I'm not stuck in the evidence locker.
We are getting overtime in Haggard surgery, right?
Ah, shit. Get out of here.
Hey, you mind taking one of my patrols next week? Area's clear.
Of course I get stuck out here.
Nothing on that sound.
Don't get me involved.
Streets are clear for now.
I would rather be giving out parking tickets.
All clear.
No infractions to report.
Nothing.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Have you had to do any runs for the Garrison lately? I doubt they would even try to do anything.
Come in, come in. Stay away, hands.
Wish we could just shoot any hog we see.
Switch up the road. I got something will happen. Nothing.
Hey, glad you can make it. Any trouble getting away?
Miller's been giving me some leeway, but not much. I did survive a terror attack.
You and me both. God, sometimes I really hate the city. It used to welcome people like us, go out of its way to entice Augs to live here. This clinic was built because Prague saw us as its future. Now, look at it.
Times change, Alex.
I know, trust me, even got the scars to prove it.
You said we got something?
Yeah, listen to this.
A little heads up would have been nice.
Sending your team to Dubai was my call, but now we need to go by the book. Focus on Ark.
You want me to pin all of this on them? The bombings in Prague, the break-in at Vesellife, and Dubai?
Officially, all 5 attacks involved augmented terrorists. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. But send me the reports if you want me to prove it, because Ark don't operate in North America.
They're setting up Ark, Adam. They sent you into that ambush in Dubai, and now they want to pin everything on the Augmented Rights Coalition. I told you Miller was dirty.
Sounds to me like Miller's following orders. It also sounds like he's not happy about it.
All right, whatever. Maybe he's just a stooge. You can't say the same about the man he's talking to.
His boss, Joseph Manderley.
Director of TF-29 operations worldwide. The only person at Interpol higher than him is the General Secretariat.
We need to play this smart, Alex. Think about what we heard. What was that bit about VersaLife?
You mean the break-in that never happened? Yeah, I started digging into that right after I decrypted the conversation.
What'd you find?
Like I said, man, it's the break-in that never happened. VersaLife is one of the biggest pharma companies on the planet. The only one still manufacturing neuropozyne. If it got broken into, it would have been big news.
So why are they saying it did? VersaLife doesn't produce just neuropozyne. They've got a huge research and development division.
Yeah? So? What does that have to do with Ark? Why frame them for break-in?
They want them to look like terrorists. I guess it depends on what they'll say was stolen. See what the collective can dig up. If this really is a conspiracy, that break-in will be the thread to pull on.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna finish my investigation. Find out who really bombed the station. I'll let you know when I turn up.
Same here. Good luck, Adam.
Miller, we still going to Gollum City?
You are. Meet me at Kopecki's puppet shop. Your pilot's en route. I'll brief you there.
Copy that.
Quiet. Nothing to report.
Take it all in, if you can.
No, Captain, of course, you're right. Fucking asshole.
Just make it through this shift.
Damn thing is always breaking down.
A jisté nástroje či další augovské příslušenství mohou být během namátkových kontrol zabaveny. Děkujeme za spolupráci.
Sir, there's a better life for the augmented, and it's waiting for you in Ravia.
No, sorry, I am not interested.
What is
No,
this?
there is no better time.
Area secure.
Fine.
Maintaining cautious patrol.
Enough gawking. Everyone clear this area.
I'm expensive, but worth it.
I've always hated that title. Incident? Incident? Steve using the head after eating 3 burritos and forgetting to light a match. That's an incident. What happened that fateful day in 2027 was beyond terror any of us has ever seen. Og incident? Try Og travesty. Try Og massacre. How about Og Armageddon? Because that's where we're headed, thanks to the horror of the Illuminati and their Humanity Front puppets unleashed on the Earth that day. I'm taking the time of this broadcast.
Augustské příslušenství mohou být během namátkových kontrol zabaveny. Děkujeme za spolupráci.
Take a chance. You won't be disappointed.
Kde máte cestovní povolení?
The Church of the Machine God does... Join us, brother.
Peace. You have returned, Seeker. Are you prepared to open your heart to the teachings of the Machine God?
Nothing right now.
Very well.
Hold out. You can do this.
I have searched for salvation. I have found the answer.
Where will... they attack next? Is nowhere...
Join us. In our body will be fine. Our augmented body lies our salvation. Seekers, we carry the seeds of divinity. Future of the neo-human race.
I'll make sure you get the first soul.
Beginning of a new age, and like always, hate gives birth to fire, blood, and pain. But the bright future that has our
Creation of safe and secure housing complexes where oppressed groups can live and work. Persecution.
Don't press your luck, Uyobok.
Engineering and action plan is the brainchild of CEO
I was lost like you, friends. In face of persecution and hatred, I broke. I hated myself and my augmented body, but no longer. Come, pilgrims. Do not hesitate. Do not live in fear any longer. Faith in the machine.
Tradition, precision, refinement, Stanek watches. It's about time.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Recorder suggests that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the AUG incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history. I cannot speak for you folks, but terrifying memories of that day still haunt me. It will certainly be a while before anyone can forget it. This is Eliza Cassell.
In our bodies, in our augmented bodies, lies our salvation, seekers. We carry the seeds of the answers.
If there's no reason.
We have the answers.
Don't be naive. They have the reason. Ruzika. To them, I am no longer a person.
Relax,
I'm just
friend.
a pawn. And we are all responsible for that pawn.
You are exaggerating.
I
That is
hated
just a
myself
fear
and my augmented
on
body,
both sides.
but no longer.
I'll be honest. That church is sounding more and more attractive.
Seek and you
They
will
seem like they
find,
have
my
answers.
friends. You will
Maybe
find
they will
the
offer us
root
sanctuary.
cause of the machine.
Don't count on
You will find
that
beyond
church
the
is nothing
oneness
but a
of
cult.
singularity.
No matter all the gadgets for
Can I get some posy
Leave
off
us
you?
alone. Didn't you see he is agitated?
I have. Fine. Just something to get past the nausea.
You can
It is the beginning of a new age, and like always, change is birthed in fire and... Open your eyes to the truth, friend. Come, Gilbert. Do not hesitate.
I admire your
Do not
professionalism,
live in fear any
friend.
longer. Faith in the machine.
Ours
God
is the man. He'll set you up.
Credits up.
I have everything I need.
and my augmented body, but no longer. The Church of the Machine God does not claim to have all the answers, brothers and sisters. Only all the answers.
Seems to have quieted down.
Local scan completed. Maintaining cautious patrol.
Nice time for a walk.
No augmented security at the time. All automated.
Santo and augmented people, just like you, are creating the future. Together.
Děláš si srandu? Víš, že tenhle vůz je jen pro naturály? Ukáž mi doklady. No tak, papíry.
I suppose you want to see these?
Zasraná angličtina. Měl by ses naučit česky, Augu. Máš kliku, že jsou platný. Tak jdi a koukej se držet ve svém prostoru.
Another reboot.
Not now, I'm busy.
Interesting.
A žádný problémy.
You seeing anything?
Sure you do. You can't keep your eyes off.
Get out of my face.
I couldn't imagine what it's like to be augmented these days.
Can't defend against that kind of thing.
Hello? You're break. I heard a bunch of runaways live down in the sewers. Formed their own little community.
Bad enough when he was just drugs.
That's just a rumor. It's
Pak měl zavolat Brankovi.
It's romantic. Unwanted misfits banding together and carving up a place for themselves. I don't know.
I don't really understand what they're trying to say. Must be an arc.
Nothing. I knew it.
Hobos, ogs, prostitutes. City is falling apart.
All right, take care.
Can't stand this.
Who would even listen to that crap? What's wrong with him? You're violating... I'll quit, that's all. Wouldn't treat a dog like that.
Go away, Og.
Víte, když jsem byla malá, nikdy by mě nenapadlo, že budu celý den trčet v kantlu.
Who listens to that garbage? Not much going on.
Reportérům na Madakamu sdělila, že doufá, že její hlášení, které odešle OSN po skončení cesty, umožní členům Rady bezpečnosti dosáhnout moudrého, uvážlivého a jednomyslného rozhodnutí. Debata ohledně drastických kroků za účelem zmírnění globálního násilí stále probíhá.
What today?
already. Listen to that garbage. Not much going on. Enough problems already. What every day? Not much going on. Enough problems already. Who listens to that garbage? Who listens to that garbage?
Anomaly detected.
Not much going on.
Trace program initiated. Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Where today?
Stav města ve velice nepřesvědčivém prohlášení uvedl, že stát zahajuje vlastní nezávislé vyšetřování.
Enough problems already. Better watch that one.
The bastards will do anything to shut him up. They do not want us to know the truth.
I don't know. Santo has been a sure bet for a long time, but an Og Haven?
Skoro mi připadá, že jsme v chomoutu s rusákama.
I don't know. Santo has been a sure bet for a long time, but an Og
Great. Another one. Even if only 1% of the things he reports on are true, you know they're out.
Millions of...
Sir?
ať jdou do háje. Jsou všichni stejní. Podvodníci. Doufám, že mi rodina Dvali tu pojistku vyplatí.
Víte, normální lidi prostě nepřijdou za někým jiným, aby se s ním dali do...
My favorite thing about Ludwig's is that there are no clanks allowed.
What?
So
You
I
want
don't
to
have
start
see
something
them,
with
I
me,
don't have
Og?
to smell them, and they can't pester me.
The global leader in
Outdoor
fair,
Paris with no
unbiased, and
walls.
impartial
They pass
reporting.
by all the time.
I mean, there's nothing
Close
stopping
look at
them
the
from
events
walking
making
over
headlines
and
around the
asking for a
world.
hand up.
Here are our
It's the
top
thought
stories.
that counts. It lets them know they don't belong with good, upstanding people. Besides, you're not pro-AUG, are you?
Hell no! I just wanted to say that if you think Ludwig's policy makes any difference to these people, you're kidding yourself.
For exposing big what these journalists overlook, however, is the damage these hackers leave in their wake.
I'm pretty boring. You'd be better off talking to someone else.
Causing gridlock for hours and preventing life. The electronic voting and elected console boy as president.
Co to jako znamená?
In Russia,
Chápu, že tam
hacked
nedávno
combat
došlo k
drones
útokům,
attacked
ale
St. Petersburg. And in the
Dává to
US, millions of workers lost their jobs when the collective leaked classified correspondence, causing several Fortune 500 companies to go bankrupt. Between you and me, folks, the collective is one of the most dangerous criminal organizations in the world, despite whatever praises the underground media wants to sing. This is Eliza Kassan, reporting to you live
zákrok?
from Picus.
Byla to bomba.
Ariel is constantly
Si to pro boha můžou plíst?
Our portable data solutions, storage capacity, flexible screens, and over 1 of unique packaging. Area. Up.
More than a few around.
If the private sector pays double.
Sure. Why not?
Don't do anything fucking the valley run this thing.
Who listens to that garbage?
Připadá mi, jako by se dnes
Keep it out of my report.
Areas free of suspicious activity.
When did they close the puppet shop?
Ridiculous. Held
It's
together.
been closed for ages, maybe a year or more.
My niece loves those little marionettes they used to have. The ones that look like dogs. I was going to get one for her birthday.
You could get her a real dog.
No, she's an irresponsible little idiot. Trusting her with a piece of wood is as far as I've been.
Yet another augmented terror attack.
You saw what happened yesterday. Things are getting worse here. I can't just take time off. I know that. But there's got to be another way. Another doctor she can see. Try telling him. I'm just afraid he's going to behind my back anyway.
Anomaly detected. Access granted.
Problems?
Nothing I can't handle. We're just waiting on chicane.
So tell me about this new lead then. The Intellicam footage.
State police dropped it off this morning, badly corrupted. But Cheng worked his magic and managed to recover some images. They show an org in a yellow hoodie, dropping bags where each bomb went off.
You ran facial recognition? Got an ID?
Couldn't see his face. But the bags are the same ones used by Talis Rucker and his aid workers in the Utilet complex.
That's a stretch.
3 bombings in Prague in 6 months, Jensen. All of them after the leader of ARC took up residence in that ghetto. Rucker needs to answer for these attacks. Here's chicane now.
I late? Are you too early?
You're right on time. Agent Jensen was just agreeing that we need to bring Rucker in.
Quick snatch and grab. Should be easy enough.
So we've already decided he's guilty?
We just need to talk to him, on our terms. Not when he's surrounded by fanatics. Getting into Gollum isn't the problem. Reaching Rucker is. Ark territory is fiercely defended. No one sets foot in there.
Not even the state police?
They can't.
Rucker wasn't forced into Gollum City. He bought his way in.
Blackmailed would be more apt. He threatened to go public with evidence of a humanitarian crisis. One that the United Nations Security Council had swept under the rug.
Got them to force the Czech government to hand over part of the Utelek complex to him. A little bit of hush real estate, so to speak.
He stays quiet and guarantees safety for himself and his followers. Smart. So how do I get in?
I've made a deal with an Ark prospect named Tibor Sokol. Promised to get his family out of the complex, so long as he gets you past Ark's checkpoints.
You trust him?
We have to. It's that or nothing. Sokol will meet you at an apartment in the housing district. Number 237. Any questions?
Let's get this over with.
Let me know when you've got Rucker.
Goddamn, Jensen. Every time I look at you, I can't believe the amount of jewelry you've got on. Tell me, how's that aftermarket shit working out for you?
Never better. Maybe you should reconsider. What with that limp?
No. I like my limp. Keeps me honest. You ready to light out?
Let's do this.
Good. Strap in.
But still we have no answers. No one has yet claimed responsibility. Dr. Talos Rucker, the leader of ARC, posted a letter condemning the attack. Sources close to the investigation, however, tell me that Rucker and ARC may be behind it after all. I don't know about you folks, but with the upcoming...
Interesting pre-game ritual you've got there. You getting pissed enough to end this guy yet?
I got a no-kill order.
Is that right? Would have thought he'd done enough to warrant extreme prejudice.
How far out are we?
Coming up on it now. Not many spots I can set her down. You got a preference?
Get as close to the ground as you can. I'll take it from there.
Whatever you say, boss. Jensen, still got all your parts together?
I'm fine. How close did you get me to our contact's location? Housing Unit 237.
Jesus, Jensen, I didn't put you on his doorstep. Residential sector should be just ahead of you. Me, I'm gonna switch to autopilot, have a coffee. Let me know if things get interesting.
despite the fact that some of our own were killed in the
He's
attack
alive.
at Rosika Station.
I have to change it.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.